Welcome to this explainer. We're calling it The Ancient Guardian. Today, we're literally taking a cinematic journey deep into our past to figure out the hidden, ancient reasons behind exactly how and why we sleep the way we do. We're going to dive into some fascinating research that connects your modern nighttime struggles directly to the hardcore survival tactics of our earliest ancestors. So get comfortable and let's travel back in time. I want you to imagine this for a second. It's 60,000 years ago. The sun has completely dropped behind the horizon of the African savanna. You're sitting around a tiny, crackling fire with a group of early humans huddled really close together. You know, there are no walls around you, no doors to lock, obviously no alarms to set. There's literally just pitch black darkness stretching out in absolutely every direction. And out there in the dark, every single sound matters. A twig snaps in the distance and boom, immediately someone opens their eyes. So, in a completely wild, untamed environment like that, what do you think is the absolute most dangerous thing you can do? Seriously, take a second to think about it. Is it hunting a massive beast? Is it wandering away from the fire? Well, no. Surprisingly, the single most dangerous thing our ancestors could do was just close their eyes and go to sleep. Section 1. The danger of sleep. Vulnerability in the darkness. Okay, let's dive into this, because for early humans, sleep wasn't some peaceful, restorative retreat like we think of it today. It was a massive liability. Just think about the sheer biology of it. When you're asleep, you're completely defenseless. You can't run away, you can't fight back, you can't even see the danger coming towards you. To a hungry predator roaming the savannah, a resting human was quite literally the easiest target imaginable. Going to sleep meant completely surrendering all your defenses to the dark. So how on earth did they survive? Well, they adapted. Sleeping totally alone was a massive, high-risk vulnerability. So instead of isolating themselves, early humans slept shoulder to shoulder. And they didn't just do this because they liked the company, right? This was a calculated communal survival strategy. Think about it. If you're sleeping in a tight group and a predator sneaks up and just one person stirs at the sound of a snapping twig, everybody has a much better chance of waking up before it's too late. They shared the burden of vigilance. Section 2. The First Night Effect. Echoes of an Ancient World. You see, those exact habits, forged 60,000 years ago, they didn't just magically disappear when we invented houses. They are still stubbornly wired into our modern brains. Let me ask you this. Have you ever checked into a perfectly nice, perfectly safe hotel room, laid down in a comfortable bed, and just spent the entire night tossing and turning? Well, scientists have actually found a fascinating biological reason for this. It's called the first night effect. When you sleep somewhere completely unfamiliar, a part of your brain literally refuses to fully power down. It stays way more alert than the rest of you, essentially acting as a built-in night watchman. And this brilliantly illustrates what's going on. Brain scans actually show that when you're in a new environment, one hemisphere of your brain sleeps way more lightly. Half your brain is resting, sure, but the other half, it's actively scanning for threats. It is an incredible, scientifically proven reminder that we are still carrying around the very real echoes of that ancient, highly dangerous world. Which brings me to something I think pretty much all of us can relate to. Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m., your eyes just snap open, and you feel strangely, intensely alert for absolutely no obvious reason? I mean, you aren't sick, you don't even need a glass of water, you're just wide awake. Section 3. The 3 a.m. Wake Up. Checking the perimeter. As we'll see, this incredibly frustrating modern insomnia might actually be a feature, not a bug, of human biology. So researchers studying hunter-gatherer societies have found that sleep isn't always naturally this one long, uninterrupted 8-hour block. Instead, as part of a segmented pattern, people often sleep for a few hours, wake up briefly in the middle of the night, and then return to sleep. Scientists actually believe this segmented pattern helped ensure that throughout the night, someone in the group was always awake often enough to notice creeping danger. So honestly, when you wake up at 3 a.m., your brain might just be doing exactly what it evolved to do, checking the perimeter to make sure the trad is safe. But the problem here is what we call an evolutionary mismatch. In modern life, we have locked doors, right? We have security cameras, we have temperature-controlled, super comfortable beds. We are entirely safe. But evolution works incredibly slowly. Our ancient nervous system, it has absolutely no clue what a deadbolt is. It still reacts as though a predator could be hiding just beyond the darkness of your hallway. Section 4. The Roots of Loneliness. The Ancient Need for Connection. Now, this evolutionary mismatch, it profoundly impacts our psychology too. You see, perhaps the biggest change from the savannah isn't our technology. It's actually our isolation. So many of us today spend drastically more time alone than our ancestors ever could have survived doing. Think about it. Today, we sleep alone in separate rooms, we eat alone, we sit in our apartments and just scroll through our phones completely alone. Yet, as we've learned, our brains were fundamentally wired in small communities where your literal physical safety depended entirely on having people around you. Which brings us to this incredibly powerful realization from our source material. Quote, maybe that's why loneliness feels so powerful. It isn't just an emotion. It may reflect an ancient need for connection that has existed for tens of thousands of years. End quote. I mean, wow. When you feel lonely, it isn't some modern failing on your part. It is literally a deeply ingrained survival mechanism screaming for the safety of the group. So, what should you really take away from all this? Well, tonight, when you lock your door, pull up the covers, turn off the lights, and you find yourself maybe struggling to drift off, don't be angry at your brain. Somewhere deep inside your mind, a tiny ancient guardian is still quietly standing watch. It's just trying to protect you, exactly as it did for your ancestors beneath the stars all those millennia ago. It's such a fascinating way to reframe our nighttime anxieties, isn't it? It leaves us with one final, lingering thought to consider. As we navigate our hypermodern, totally isolated world, has your ancient guardian ever truly gone to sleep? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, I hope you sleep